Good day, Stewart's Chapel. Brother Don and Don Counts here, and we're at Bradley and Ray Drock's farm, Bear Wallow Farms, the Something Borrowed wedding venue. And they've allowed me to come here. I did a wedding here this past weekend, and so I thought, man, there's a lot of good places to do this, and so we're actually right in their backyard right here now. So we're going to revisit the seizing the moment. It's just another scripture. This one actually came out today in a conversation. In fact, the today and tomorrow's will be from a conversation I had today with a minister. So I want you to turn to Matthew 25. It's the parable of the talents. Starts in verse 14 and goes down through verse 30. Now, I'm going to just focus in on verse 23, but in your time, look at the whole parable, the parable of the talents. Verse 23, and his Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Well, I bet you've heard that phrase many times, and maybe you've even said that you hope that one day you will hear, well done, good and faithful servant. This phrase is common in funerals and moments like that. But I want to share a little bit about what triggered this thought. In a conversation with a minister today, we were talking about how changes come into our lives that sometimes prevent us from doing what we're called to do. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about the word calling in the sense of a minister, and that was the conversation. Through the years of working with the convention and other places, I've known many ministers that have come to a place where, for whatever reason, either the situation they were in their life, sickness, disease, their mental capacity, various reasons, they were no longer able to continue the ministry that they had done for decades, fulfilled what they considered their calling. Let me take you away from that for a moment. Back to this verse. Well done, good and faithful servant. Through the years, I have noticed that my attention has focused on different parts of that phrase. There's times when I focused on the well done. There's times when I focused on the good, faithful. As I get older, and I'm not real old, but I'm 63, the part that jumps out at me at this point in my life is the word servant. You see, the phrase has nothing to do with, well, let me restate that. The phrase is much bigger than the calling that I have to ministry. But you see, when you've done ministry for decades, and you've done it, your calling, and all of a sudden that takes away from you, or something happens where you're unable, sometimes you don't feel like you're able to receive well done anymore. Understand that the emphasis on the servant. You see, I can hear well done, good and faithful servant as long as I'm doing whatever it is that God desires. For example, if I respond to a family member in the way that God desires for me, if I do the right thing when I am private, how I respond to my life situation that I may feel that I've lost my ability to do my ministry, how do I respond in that? Can I respond as a good and faithful servant should? You see, it's more about who I am than what I do. I'm His servant. I'm His servant whether He gives me an assignment or not. I'm still His servant. Now, it is true that when He gives me an assignment, I need to carry it out well. The phrase is also bigger than what was in the past. It has a lot to do with who I am now, especially in the Scripture. It's a then moment. It's a now moment, more than just the past moment. I don't know when the day will come when I won't be able to be in a pulpit anymore, or prepare a sermon, or even do these. Something could happen to me mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. But regardless of whether I'm doing these or in the pulpit, I'll still have assignments from my Lord. I want to seize the moment, not just the calling, not just the ministry, and not just the assignment. I want to seize the moment of being His child, of being His servant. Seize the moment, Stewart's Chapel. Live as His. Love you.